Hi everyone, my name is Rachel Carmichael and I am a first year student in the Family Nurse Practitioner program. Today I would like to talk with each of you about servant leadership. So just an overview of the time will be defining servant leadership, giving a personal definition for servant leadership, and then talking about an example in practice. And at the end of the time, asking a question, posing a question for each of you to contemplate. So according to the Leadership Theory and Practice book by Nordhaus, our textbook, it says that servant leaders place the good of followers over their own interests and emphasize follower development. They demonstrate strong moral behavior towards followers, the organization, and other stakeholders. Practicing servant leadership comes more naturally for some than others, but everyone can learn to be a servant leader. So very similarly to the book, I would define servant leadership as putting the interests of others above your own in a leadership setting. And so a way that I have seen this in practice was actually back in nursing school years ago when I was in my leadership and management class and had the opportunity to have a clinical with the manager of a small county hospital cardiac cath lab. And so many of the leadership principles that I learned and saw from her that semester have been invaluable to me in my nursing practice. And she was an incredible example of servant leadership because she sought to not only lead from the front, but also lead from behind. And so she had a good 50,000 foot view of where she wanted everything to go, a good vision, but also at the same time sought to jump in and serve at the ground level with her team. And so some ways I saw this in practice was her going to meetings, a meeting with administration, doing all of those things, but not being afraid to scrub in and help the cardiologist during a cath, to jump in and ask the radiology techs if there was any way that she could serve them. And oftentimes, the interesting thing was she knew how to anticipate her team's needs so well and serve them so well that before they could even ask her for a way that, or share a way that they could be served, she was already meeting their need. So saw her do that really well. And it's something that I've sought to incorporate into my nursing practice, working in a cardiovascular intensive care unit now for a few years. It's so important to, as a team, help each other when recovering a fresh heart, when ambulating patients, when getting patients up to the chair for the first time, to seek to lead out in serving my team rather than, of course, meeting the needs of my patients, but also going out of my way to help others as well. And so just learning from her example of the person that I saw put it into practice so well and seeking to adopt the same principles. So my question to you is, what are the areas where you feel like you practice servant leadership well? And what are the ways that you feel like you could grow in servant leadership, even anticipating moving forward, stepping into a provider role? Thanks so much.